everyone. This is this open meeting of the Town of Auburn Conservation Commission is being operated as a hybrid format under Chapter 22 of the Acts of 2022. And this is the September 11, 2024 meeting of the Commission. The public can join the meeting remotely by dialing 408-650-3123 and then putting in access code 942-845-549. Or you can join via computer at global.gotomeeting.com/join/942-845-549. So materials for tonight's meeting have been provided to the commissioners and they're available on the town's website. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda. My name is Michael Garland. I'm chairman of the commission. And before we start, let me just do a roll call of members present this evening. Tom Fallon.
Here.
Michelle Colross.
Here.
Megan Langley.
Here.
Jesse Averka.
Here.
All right. This meeting is being recorded by Auburn Cable Television. I see that we have some remote participants, and so when your matter comes up for hearing, please state your name and your address as if you were here in person. So, without further ado, the first matter on tonight's agenda is a 7 p.m. public hearing. Auburn Water District, the notice of intent for property at 9A Pine Valley Drive to construct a new drinking water filtration plant. Is there a motion to open?
So moved.
Is there a second?
A second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? It's a vote. Hello, sir.
Hi,
Can you state your name?
hope you all having a great night. I'm Mike Carmesine. I'm with the Auburn Water District.
Okay, Mike.
We're resubmitting.
So we, at the last meeting, we had, I think, asked you to try to get proposed work out of the 25-foot no-build zone. And I believe that you submitted a plan that did that. Is that correct?
That's correct. We were able to tweak some grading and not impact things too much. So we resubmitted the site plan and we're out of the 25-foot buffer.
Okay. I think that was our only concern from the last meeting.
Yeah, that was it.
Any questions?
Just to clarify, so the blue line going all the way around is the 25-foot buffer?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions, Tom?
Not a big deal, but it's just in the right-hand corner here. Usually when they change a plan, they'll have like a revision on it. It doesn't have any kind of revision note on it. That's
Right.
all.
So, can you, when did you do the revision? Do you recall?
It was the day I sent it. So I think it was about a week from today.
Okay. Can you just make a notation on the plan to show that it was revised, please?
Yeah, sure. For the final set.
All right, good. Is there any comment from the public? Okay. If there are no questions, is there a motion to close?
Make a motion, we close the public hearing?
Is there a second?
A second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? It's a vote. All right. We will render a decision this evening. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Have a great night.
Thanks, you too.
We have, actually, it is 7:05. The next matter on our agenda for this evening is a 7:05 public hearing. Keith Landry, notice of intent for property at 415 Leicester Street. Is there a motion open?
So moved.
Is there a second?
A second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. It's a vote. Okay. And Ms. Hicks, are you here for this?
Yes, I am. How are you guys tonight?
Very good, thanks.
Great. So yeah, just touching base from last meeting, we were proposing to build a 24 by 28 detached residential garage. The foundation will consist of a 4-foot frost wall and 4 cement slabs. The fill would be stockpiled out of the 100-foot buffer zone. And the proposed garage is about 78 feet from the wetlands. So I believe you guys were gonna do the site visit last week. The area is relatively flat and is currently mowed grass. So I'm not sure if you had a chance to go out there, but if you have any questions.
When would the proposed work begin?
As soon as we get the order, we'll get that recorded and then we'll be able to apply for the building permit.
Okay.
So whenever, sooner the better, the homeowner is eager to get it going. So we're hoping as soon as we get this approved, we'll then go to the building department to get the permit approved.
Okay. I have no questions. I mean, I've looked at the notice of intent and the drawing that was submitted. It appears, while we have jurisdiction, it appears there's no wetland impact.
Yeah.
Any questions from the board?
So on the, if I'm looking at the same map everyone else is, I think I am. What's the closest distance to the wetland that will be impacted? So I see it's between 100 feet and the edge, but like what's the closest where there will actually be work?
It's about 78 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, it actually looks like the stockpile
Oh,
area
yes, yes,
is
yes.
30 feet away from 100, the buffer zone. Okay. Gentlemen, you have any questions? Okay. You're here for this, correct? You're here for something else?
Well, yes, we're here for 47 Rockland Road.
Oh, okay. All right, very good. Well, you're not on our agenda, but we can talk about that. If there are no questions, is there a motion to close?
Make a motion to close the public hearing?
Is there-
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? It's a vote. All right, McSix, we will probably render a decision this evening, so thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
True.
Thanks.
So gentlemen, you're not on our agenda for this evening.
Right. We
What?
don't have to be.
Okay.
Well, that depends on what you want.
Well, we talked to Jesse today, who was great. And it's my understanding they're gonna make the gate larger. Is that,
So we can ignore that until everything with the notice of intent is, yeah, we don't need to do that right now. We had, at the last meeting, remember I mentioned to you that the fire department, Gary sent that letter, the fire department wants the potholes filled in, which, I mean, will also make it a little less noisy for you guys, but they were getting concerned with, the level of
so
access
they're
that
just
they
getting
have.
bigger and bigger.
Yeah, exactly. They're only getting worse. So we had talked about that at the last hearing, gave them the permission to fill in the potholes. They're also eventually going to need to make the gate, right now it's 12 feet and the fire department needs 20 feet. That's what their codes are. So they were, based off our conversation today, we're just gonna let that go
Okay.
until they get the notice of intent filed, which, is fine. I wasn't planning on, like me and Gary had
Oh,
said.
I
we can just-
misunderstood, sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
No, it's no problem at all.
Alright.
So yeah, we can just plan on, allowing them to fill in the potholes for now, and then, they should be on for the next meeting and figure everything else out at a later date, including the gate.
I just have one crazy question.
Yeah.
Why are we allowing them to do work on the property when they don't have any permits? Like filling in of the driveway, why are we catering to that?
We're allowing them to do that because it was a request of the fire department.
So that's-
So they kind of, yeah, I mean, if the fire department comes to, they went to Gary, the building commissioner, and they said,
Right,
hey,
right.
we're concerned with the level of access that we have to this building, God forbid that something is to go wrong there. That's the only reason. It's not like, what is it, Kevin Kelly, the CFO of the company. It was not a request of Kevin's or anyone from their, party. It was a request of the fire department.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we're getting more and more trucks. Even
Yeah,
though- Even
I
though
know.
they're better about the hours,
Yeah.
but they're still starting at before 7 and
Mhm.
they're, not all the
Between
time.
7 and
Sure.
7:30,
Yeah.
you probably have
Yes.
10 or 12 trucks.
Yeah, that's a long day.
It's a
Yeah.
frenzy.
Well, that's why, like Gary had said today, that's why he's you know, like he said, we're supposed to get that application for ZBA, which is when you guys definitely, I know you're gonna be there, consider
Well,
you're
I'm not,
even
I'm
here.
not here to be a jerk, but.
No,
it's
no,
just-
you should
it's
be
crazy.
there. You live right next to it.
It's
You should be
nuts.
there. You should have your input heard. But, you know, that's why we're kind of getting on them and making them get those applications in. Because, like Gary had said, once they can get those balers going, it's going to cut the trucks down by.
Do we
Yeah.
know?
How do you figure that?
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
Because right now they're bringing in material that they have no ability to compact that material. They're not allowed to operate inside the confines of the building or use those balers.
So they're outside.
Once they can do, yeah, they're just moving from one truck to a different truck, reorganizing it. That's all they're doing. Once they're able to use those balers, they can take, you know, you take 10,000 cans, and I mean, think about
In a truck,
Yeah, and
and
once
bring
you,
it to them,
So,
and then they're gonna crush them, and then get them out. So you're not gonna decrease the
No,
trucks
it's not.
at all.
no, it absolutely will because they're going to be dealing with condensed materials.
so
Once
they-
you put cans or bottles through the machines that they have, it greatly decreases the size of
Yeah,
them.
they gotta get them there.
And you, gentlemen, you understand that
Yes,
those issues have nothing to do with
We
the
do.
Conservation Commission.
Yeah, the whole
we
thing
do.
with the conservation thing is, he did all this work with no regard for you guys at all.
Well, we issued an enforcement order when we saw what they
Yeah,
were
we
doing there.
After it
And
was
we,
done.
well, sir, I understand that, I do. And we are waiting, now that they're gonna have to widen the road from 12 feet to 20 feet,
No.
That's just for
No,
the
that's
the
just for the
entrance.
gate.
For the
That's just
entrance.
the gate, yes.
but they're still gonna need to file a notice of intent with us, so.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So-
Well, they have one, and they've just remember. I think we met with them back in May for the first
We
time.
did.
Maybe. Yeah.
Because
you
the
know.
road's 20 feet now,
I mean, you could,
just at the gates.
you could.
Yeah,
you-
exactly.
You could ask why zoning permitted that type of operation to exist in a residential neighborhood, you know? So, I mean, I think that's another question or a different question,
Okay,
okay? So,
that's all I wanted to know.
sure,
Yeah.
No
no,
big deal.
No, fair enough.
That's perfect.
We can't see everything that goes on all
Oh,
the
you
time.
know
and
that,
it-
believe
You
me.
know what I mean? Like, it's absolutely
No,
something
no.
that it has to be brought to our attention. And again, you know, like, we don't condone stuff like that, and we do get on
Right.
people as soon as, like, and we're aware of it, but we can't go backwards at this point. Like, that would do more harm to the environment, you know what I mean? Like,
So does he still have to, does he have to file with the DEP?
They have to, yeah, they'll get a file number, and before we issue anything, we'll see comments from DEP and they'll review their plans. Yeah. We're still waiting, you know, like, the reason that we're not talking about it tonight with them is they're still finalizing their plans. So once they have those final plans, they're required to submit them to DEP, let the state review
Okay.
it, have everybody's eyes
We just
on
don't
it.
know the process, that's all.
Yeah, no, I mean, why would you? Yeah.
Yeah. And we have stopped calling, thank goodness.
And, you know, if they're going in outside of the hours they're supposed to, then it's absolutely fine with us. Yeah.
Because when I talked, I understood when we left the last meeting, it was gonna be 7 to 5, and then I talked to him and he said,
Mhm.
oh no, they said 7 to 6. And then I said 8 to 12 on Saturday, and he goes, no, it's 8 to 1.
you know,
So it's-
it occurs to me that if they need a variance to do the work they're doing, that certain conditions can be established, including hours of operation. And that if there is a violation of those hours of operation, there can be penalties,
Okay.
you know? That's, I mean, that seems, I think, one way to address those
Right.
issues.
'Cause, I mean, I know everyone's saying, is a warehouse, is a warehouse, is a warehouse. But it's really not a warehouse anymore.
Yeah,
And the
no,
property's not
that's
set up
that's
there.
going to be a discussion when they go to, I think that's planning board that has jurisdiction over the use of it, but,
Because it's really become a transfer station,
yeah,
basically.
yeah, it's a recycling plant,
Right, exactly.
essentially, yeah.
And you know, it's kind of tough to have that in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I
No
couldn't
question.
agree more, yeah,
That's all.
absolutely,
Actually, you guys have been great.
yeah, no, thank you. Yeah.
Okay,
All right, gentlemen,
we'll
thank
stop
you.
bothering you for.
Well, that's all right.
no worries.
That's why we're here.
Thank
to
you
be
very
bothered.
much.
Yeah, have a good night, guys.
See ya.
Yeah, I got my pen, sorry.
We had also gotten a request from Dr. Tahir to continue the public hearing on his notice of intent for Zero Cemetery Road to September 25, 2024. Is there a motion to continue
Make a motion, we continue the hearing to September 25th, 2024,
at 7 PM?
7 PM.
Do we have anything on for the 25th right now?
No, we do not.
I
Okay.
thought we were doing,
We will be doing Rockland Road.
yeah,
I mean, the way that I do it is, I mean, It's,
I thought
I
that
think-
was
I don't think it
already
makes
on
a,
I mean, if Rockland's on for 7 right now, we can put on Cemetery Road for 7:05.
that's fine too, yeah. Nothing's set, but that
Yeah,
also
we
works.
could say 7:05, but we all know that that's gonna be 7:15 by the time.
I understand.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, all right.
Okay, so is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Shall I
Opposed?
bring Chinese food?
It's
Because
a-
that's gonna be a long night.
Sure.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay.
Don't get too excited, because I do have some other business, I just don't want you guys to get too.
No, we have
Okay,
other
all
things
right.
to do.
Go ahead.
Just, I
No, we
like
can
pork
wait
dumplings, all right, I like them fried, not
Okay, all right.
steamed.
I'll
Maybe
see
some
what I
lo
can
mein,
do. Okay.
okay, maybe some kung pao
Should I be
chicken.
writing this down?
Just
Okay, all right.
I'm kidding you.
I'll get it in minutes.
Okay, all right, good.
Okay, before we do the orders for 9A Pine Valley Drive and 415 Leicester Street, I turn the floor over to Ms. Langley.
Okay,
Yes. So Mike, I emailed you and Jesse this, but not before 48 hours from the meeting, so
Oh,
I don't know, it was like Monday night,
okay.
I don't know.
Uh,
Did you see what I sent you?
I get a lot of emails.
It's fine.
So,
It's no big deal.
just remind me.
No, I just sent, and I found out about this pretty late, and the comments are due on Friday. So I don't necessarily expect that we will necessarily be able to submit comments, but there's a hazard mitigation plan that the town has. So I had a few questions. One, do we fit into that process anywhere? Like, to your knowledge, does that come across our desk at all?
We never got notice of it, so I mean, I
yes,
think
we did.
we did.
I got an email from Adam Menard about for public comment, but did we get,
I don't recall
And
getting.
so only public comment, you're right, only public comment.
We were
And then
never
they said that they had a meeting that was coming up, like that was in the future.
there was one on Monday that was a public working group that I couldn't go to.
I couldn't go to it either, I missed
So
it.
to your point, no, they did not include us.
Okay, is that something that you know, like,
Well, I'd like
do
to
you
see
know
what
if
the,
there is a place in the process for us?
I'd like
or-
to see the plan. Have you seen the plan, Jesse?
It had
No,
a,
I've not.
well, wait, there was a drop-down box that I started reading before I came to the last meeting.
Okay.
There is so Adam Menard he did send out a draft of the plan, and I think it is on the website too, the draft on the town website
Okay.
somewhere. Anyway, they do, in terms of like the specific things that I was interested in, they do talk about invasive species management, like they're focused like specifically on aquatic species.
You're talking about knotweed.
Yes, as I always do.
I did read it. No, you're right.
But they didn't mention, so they, I appreciate that they, mentioned like, okay, these are the aquatic invasives that pose a threat. This is our management plan. These are the results of, and like what the plan is going forward. But, I was just like, I felt like it was appropriate to at least submit a comment about knotweed because they specifically are talking about hazards. And, that is one of those plants that has, like, it spreads, specifically through like, town activities, construction activities, moving fill
And
around.
it's notoriously difficult to get rid of.
18 feet in the ground,
Right.
sometimes even more. Yeah, it's the nodules, like you cannot, remember the Mass Pike work they did?
Yeah.
Right,
And yeah, how long did it take before,
right.
they dug some of it up? They tried to do what they could, but just.
Right.
So I think it's a
Terrible.
great idea.
Yeah.
Do you think you could submit something?
I can submit something. Here's just. So I just kind of did, I was
Thanks.
focusing like specifically on, I'll get your input, but I was trying to focus specifically on,
Thank you.
and then yours on like hydrologic impacts and erosion, because that fits pretty, I think, in line with the things that the hazard analysis is looking at. There are definitely different risk and impacts that could be considered. Ecological, perhaps property values, etc., things that I could mention. But, these were just like some studies that like clearly
That's fantastic.
like point to impacts of erosion, and, you know, like stream bank erosion, etc. So I was just thinking of like having like a pretty short letter, just like, okay, these are some main points, and then maybe just kind of do like a bibliography like this. I don't know, that's my thought.
Okay. Do you have time to prepare maybe just a brief letter?
Yes.
Okay. So how about this? I
It's due
like.
Friday though.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if they'll make special exception for us.
Well, no, it's not. My sense is this. My sense is that a letter could go out if you want to do a draft, and we can take a look at it, and it can go out on our letterhead saying, you know, in response to request for comment to the hazard mitigation plan, we believe you should be aware of the fact that Japanese knotweed is a pervasive nuisance, and it's something that we have sought to eradicate when we have received notices of intent, and you know, that the knotweed is present. We always try to ask for the applicant to eliminate it. We recognize how difficult it is, and again, and the reason why we ask to have it removed is because of the dangers it poses to you know, bank erosion and that sort of thing. So I think it's a great idea, you know, and I think by way of reference, then you can, you know, just attach these articles that have been written, you know.
Yeah, I just didn't want to, I mean, I know it makes
It
it
doesn't have to
longer,
be
but it's
really
like I'm
long.
not talking out of my ass.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, brilliant.
And
Excuse me, I shouldn't say
Nope.
that.
I would never have said you did.
It's
So-
okay, dude.
Yeah. No, I think that is a fabulous idea,
So if
because
you-
I
and-
started
and-
reading it and I
and
was
it-
thinking the same thing.
It doesn't have to be long. It really doesn't have to be
You're
long.
right, yeah.
So just if you can knock off a draft and maybe email it to us tomorrow,
Yeah, I can do that.
like maybe by midday, then I'll take a look at it, and we can offer comments, and then we can send it to Adam.
Cool.
Okay, so I think that's
Sounds
great. Excellent.
Perfect.
Do we need to vote on that? I don't know.
No, no, it's not. No, it's not on the agenda. It's fine. Speaking though, we do need to do orders of condition for the two closed, or two applications that we closed, or hearings that we closed tonight. So, for 9A Pine Valley Drive, is there a motion?
Make a motion, we issue a standard order plus the following special conditions.
Okay.
Numbers 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 9, 11, and 13.
Okay. Is there a second?
A second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? It's a vote. And then with respect to 415 Leicester Street, is there a motion?
I took a look on Google Maps just to see where the property is. It's right across from the old landfill there, kind of. And looking at the plan, I mean, I'm convinced it's very low impact. It's
Yeah,
not
I
gonna
think so
have
too.
anything.
Yeah.
I make a motion that we issue a standard order plus the following special conditions. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 9, and 11.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote. Okay, great. Is there any new
Oh, that's
business?
yours.
Yes, it
Sorry.
is. No, it's all right.
I'm gonna take everything.
If there is no other business, is there a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That's a vote. All right, everyone, thank you very much.